about the shoulders?
I gotta say, just to kind of preface it a little bit, I really appreciated the fact that this was like a really what I would consider a smart workout. If we were to go upstairs and do chest, you know, we came in, we're fresh, we're gonna go do chest, and we're gonna say, okay, let's bench as heavy as we can. I don't think either of us would have had the greatest of workouts, but doing it the way that John recommended, it was very safe, and it also seemed very effective. That I really appreciated. So, you know, just you know, for some of you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there watching, you may spend time traveling to events. A lot of you are on the road a lot for work. It may be smart to think about, you know, when you're on the road, maybe don't try to have a record-setting workout in terms of, you know, setting PRs and things like that. Maybe find a way to train smarter rather than just heavier. So in that regard, I thought the workout was fantastic. By the time we were done, I mean, my chest felt like it was going to pop. Shoulders were just totally blown out. It was just an awesome all-around workout. As for shoulders, you know, we started with just some, these were not very heavy, but just some, you know, 15 or so rep side lateral raises with the dumbbells. But probably because the work we had done prior for chest, those few sets of side laterals were, you know, were enough to really burn. So by the time we moved on to doing some rears, and again, if you look at the way that these exercises were ordered, we decided not to just start out with a pressing movement. Again, it was okay, isolation, and we pressed last. And I thought that was really smart because it was safe and it was effective. I thought overall it was a fantastic workout. You know, like I said, following chest, the side laterals, a few sets there. We moved on to rear delts. It was a combination of, you know, just using the pec fly, doing it in reverse to hit the rear delts, and supersetting that with bands, which isn't something that I use often. And I gotta say, I really like it when I do. Last time, after training legs with John, I remember going home to the gym, telling the guys, look, we got to weld a couple pegs on the hack squat because we got to set it up for bands. It was really effective. And again, I feel like it made the movement safer but more effective. But anyways, here it was a great thing to add in. You know, doing the reverse pec deck, and then finished off with a pressing movement, which again, you know, was it 3 plates on a barbell press? No, but it was enough to finish it off in a way that was safe and also highly effective. I thought it was a great all-around workout. Guys out there watching, hopefully you've been following John and myself long enough to know that neither of us are the type to you know, pimp or whore products. But this is something that I've been very excited about, and this is something that John's preached for a long time. It's something that we want to throw out there to you because we think that a lot of you guys will ultimately benefit from this. Something I've been doing the past month as we've been developing this prototype of the product, and I gotta say I've noticed a significant benefit. Ah! It's John's intra-workout formula, which is, you know, intra-workout nutrition is something that John has advocated strongly for years now, and I'm gonna let John take it away basically and explain a bit about the product. Again, you know, you guys hopefully know us well enough to know that we don't just, you know, slap our name on anything or you know, advocate anything just to you know, make a couple bucks. So rather that we're putting it out there because we think you guys would be genuinely interested in it.
If I were to ask you what's the most important thing in bodybuilding, is it training, is it nutrition, or is it drugs? You can take all the drugs you want, but if you don't train, nothing's going to happen. You can eat all the chicken breast you want, but if you don't train well, nothing's going to happen. Training is, to me, is what sets all this off. This is where you create a stimulus to grow. And properly done intra-workout nutrition allows you to train harder because you recover more. And the way we set up our workouts,
same way drugs work.
Yeah, same way drugs work. Enhanced recovery. This is allowing you to train more. It's allowing you to train harder. And you know, there's this. If you're trying to grow, there's this the very basic equation, right? Is you want more muscle protein synthesis than muscle protein breakdown. And the thing about when you train really, really hard is it's obviously catabolic. I use this analogy all the time. Evan and I were talking about this today. You're digging a ditch. You know, and the harder you train, the deeper you dig it. That's muscle protein breakdown. But if you can find a way to control it so the ditch isn't that far down, and then muscle protein synthesis, it's frustrating, you know, and I see this a lot of people, they train really hard, but they don't pay attention to their nutrients around their diet in general, or their nutrition around training. And just to get back to where they were is a job. So if you look at this logically, if you only dug that ditch 2 feet instead of 5 feet, now muscle protein synthesis, if you're doing the right things you need to do to create muscle protein synthesis, it's much easier now to grow. And this is how we've taken, you know, guys that are seemingly at their limits, you know, 30-some years old, upper 30s, and all of a sudden, in you know, 6 months or a year, they accumulate a lot of new muscle, something they haven't been able to do before, and it's pretty phenomenal. So, you know, I'm extremely excited about the product.
Look at your drugs, right? I mean, protein synthesis only tells half the story. I mean, a lot of drugs work not just because they're anabolic, but because there's a high anti-catabolic component to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, insulin is a prime example. Insulin is extremely anti-catabolic, and when we're training, we're using a carbohydrate in here, branched-cyclic dextrin, that's basically absorbing right in your bloodstream. You know, they use enzymes to prepare this. It's not, you know, I hear people talk about, well, just use waxy maize, or just use maltodextrin, or just use dextrose. It's not the same. There's, you know, it sits in your stomach, people don't feel good, it has to digest. You don't get the same insulin response. And I haven't been able to duplicate this with food or with any other carbohydrate other than branched-cyclic dextrin. But it's amazing. And again, insulin, you know, I think about the movie The Transporter. That's insulin. It transports. So, you know, what we put in our blood, the nutrients we're putting in our blood, are going to go into our muscle, thanks to the insulin response we get. And you wake up and you're like, man, I'm not sore. Did I train hard enough? And you start to wonder, am I even training hard enough?
That's when you start making progress, because there's times where it's like, man, I got to really, you know, dynamite workout, but I'm sore, you know, 5 days after it. By the time I get back in the gym and do legs again, I'm not stronger. You know what I mean? I can tell when I'm moving forward, and it's those times when I'm recovering. You know, I got a little bit of soreness for a day or two, but then I'm ready again, and that's when all of a sudden, week after week after week, the weight's climbing, your strength is climbing, and you know it's like you've got momentum. Yes. But it doesn't happen without, you know, if your recuperation isn't at peak, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And you know, look for the product. It's like I said, it'll make a difference. It's one of those products too that when you take it, you'll be able to tell. When you wake up and you're not sore and you just killed yourself the day before, that's when you know, okay, I got it. Now, you know, this is working the way it's supposed to work.
What I like about it is it's not some newfangled thing where it's like, it's, you know, some new compound that's going to put 15 pounds on you in 4 weeks. It's carbohydrates and a mix of amino acids. It works now and it's going to work 10 years from now. I like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually very basic. It's just, you know, basic. They've just basically broken it down so that it's absorbed easier, and that's the difference. You know, I was pretty surprised. Evan, he's 294 and pretty damn hard at 294s. So it's just cool. This is what I like. I like seeing guys like Evan that are already monsters, and then damn, we just added another 5 or 10 pounds.
For me, it's always it's recovery, as it is with most people. I mean, how did Dorian? You know what I mean? That was the whole premise behind Dorian's training, right? So he spent hours and hours in the gym and set after set after set. He claimed that he couldn't recuperate from that, and he eventually got down to the 1 set thing, and that's how he was able to, you know. Everybody like Dorian found some new drug or something like that, but I think he ultimately found what worked for him in terms of recuperating from the training that he was doing, and that's when it just kind of catapulted him. So, you know, I see it all the time, especially when I'm traveling. We'll get off an airplane, right? Guys haven't eaten, they're sitting on the plane. We got to get to the gym. We got to get to the gym. And it's like, dude, you haven't eaten, you haven't slept. You probably feel like shit. You look like shit. You know what I mean? What are you worried about the gym for? You know you're going to go to the gym, you're going to cause yourself more harm than good. Yeah. You're not even in a positive, probably not even in a state of positive nitrogen balance right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're going to go to the gym and you're just going to screw it up even more. So, I don't know. It's all about recuperation.